Hey guys, well, we're back at it after the COVID. Tell you what, got a base coat on a deep diver. We're going to put on a wrap, but we're going to kind of go over which wrap you use or the style of wrap you use, how that can change the overall coloration of the lure you're about to paint. So let's go with the workbench. We'll see how it comes out. All right, guys, we have the base coat on, and as I have for many of those lately, I've been using just a plain rattle can spray. That's what I've been using to put on for my base coat. I'll tell you, it's worked really well. Put them on at least 24, 48 hours ahead of time. Give them plenty of time to dry. Now with the base coat, we're going to put on a wrap. When you're trying to decide what wrap you want to use, what you really want to decide is how much of the base coat do you want to show through. Now, here's a wrap. Get it out of here. Floral ribbon, Walmart. As you can see, it's kind of glittery. You got to take care of the glitter off it. In this situation, it's got a wire runs down. I've said before, I cut off one side. Otherwise, when you put two together, it's going to look funny. So by doing it this way, it'll have a better looking wrap to it. Now, this one, of course, a lot of little holes, is going to leave a lot of your base coat. Now the other one I use quite a bit. Another floral ribbon. This one's by Hobby Lobby. Again, has the bigger holes to it, so not as much or more of the light colors will come through instead of your base coat. So you really have to decide. If I use this, I'm going to have a pretty dark lure. If I use this, I'm going to have a pretty light lure. And you kind of decide, hang on. We're going to try something I've never tried before. All right, I was debating putting these on, but I thought that's going to be too dark. I don't want my lure that dark, and that's why I kind of brought this one out. I thought, let's go this route. I would rather have my lure be a little lighter colored. But I just had an idea. Going to take this half, going to get rid of that. We're going to take this half. I've never done this before. All right, so this may look real stupid when it's all said and done. We're going to take this, and we're going to put it, I'm covering maybe a third, probably covering a third of this lure, like this. All right, get a clip on there, we're going to kind of squish this down a little on the nose. Maybe I can, there we go, pull that down just a little bit. That might help it. There we go, kind of pull that down like that. I like that. And now, we're going to take this one, and we're going to come down here, go right over the top. Really pull that down in like that. This is, I don't know, guys. We'll see how this works out. This might be a side effect of COVID. I come up with stupid ideas. I don't know. All right, I have two wraps on it. Now, let me get some paint ready. We'll start painting. As always, we want our colors to be right. We're going to have to turn this thing white first. We'll go ahead and use the Createx Opaque White. And we'll just give everything a good white coating, especially up underneath that belly. I like when I try new things. Of course, it's the new things I try that you never see, and that's the ones that didn't work out. Nothing says everything you try is going to work. This ought to be a little interesting looking when we're said and done. Covering that black is not easy sometimes. You really got to work at it. All right, there we go. I think we got that good enough. Let me clean this out. We'll move on to some colors. Now, our first I'll tell you. Our first color, Still going to be white, but it's Createx Pearlized White. I love the pearlized colors. I love them and everything, but I just believe that that pearlized white just gives you a little more luster and a little more shine. It may be all in my head, I don't know, but I'm going to use it. And we're just doing the entire lure. All right, that's good enough. Now let me clean up and we'll get into some real colors. All right, the next thing we're going to need to do is come in and paint the belly. And like I said, I wanted to keep this light colored, and I kind of reverse it a bit, because what we're going to do, we're going to go Createx Pearlized Lime on the bottom. I'm going to come back with transparent orange on top. Now a lot of times you're going to say, well, the transparent, the orange is usually in the belly. A lot of people like to use a red belly or orange belly. I agree 100%. But this past year, I painted this. There's my pearlized lime on the belly. There's my orange on top. I really like this lure. This lure caught a lot of fish. So guess what? We're going to come back. I'm using the same color combinations. I'm going to do it the same way, only with this deep diver. And so for the belly, Createx Pearlized Lime. You got to kind of come at it from both sides so you can get by all the junk you got down there holding up the wrap. And that's all that took. All right, let me clean this up and then we'll get to the orange. All right, we are now ready for the transparent orange down the back, and that's just where we're going to keep it. Straight run right down the back. And I'm even going to leave the head alone. I'm not even going to mess with the head. I'm going to leave that just the way it is. And that's all there is to that. Now, let me get the heat gun. We're going to have to dry this really well before we start taking all these wraps off. All right, here we go. Okay, what do we end up with our two wraps? It's going to look a little weird, is it? I like the back end. That's kind of good. Gives me plenty of that color through. And here, you hold the clamp. Well, that's different, ain't it? Gives you a good opportunity to see. If nothing else, you're going to get to see if we're going to go with this style of wrap, you're going to get a much darker lure. If you're going to go with this style of wrap, you're going to get a much lighter colored lure. Just simple as that. That's a little different. That's again, nice thing is, you don't like it, take it over the sink, put some water in the scrubby, take it off. You'll probably leave the black down there. That's going to stay because you use a rattle can. But the rest of this will all come off if you don't like it. I don't know. To me, it's different. I bet it still catches a fish. What do you think? Let's get a set of eyes and a top coat and let's see what it looks like. Well, there we go, guys. You know, I do kind of like using the two wraps. Now, here's what I would do differently, or if you're going to try this. Probably a good lure to use would be a 2.5 square bill because of the head shape. I would use that, what I put on the front, but I would go just over the head. And you might actually have to do a little trimming, rounding it up just a little so it covers only the head. Then go with the other wrap on the back. I think it could be pretty sharp looking if you used one wrap on the head alone and then the other wrap on the rest of the body. Hey, thanks for sticking with me. Subscribe to the channel if you would. Hope to see you again real soon.